Hi, Cancers, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. It's me, your Faith. Hi, my name is B. Just in case if you're new around these parts, sorry, you know how I like to do. And if you're accustomed to being here, welcome back. Yeah, I wanted to do a real quick little wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. I'm just kind of going down the list of individuals. So as of today, you know, you guys are just next in the queue of things to do. Check down below in the description box if you want to find me on other platforms or if you just want to know a little more about me. I am open for personal readings, so you can also find that down below in the description box as well. Okay, it is August the 9th. Hopefully, you guys have had a good A8 portal, have had a good full moon in Aquarius. I think the full moon in Aquarius is actually today. Yeah. Last but not least, mind your business. Don't mind my head because I'm just in between hairstyles right now. I need to get like a treatment and get these ends clipped, honey. I tried to straighten her out, blow her out. I've been a natural girl for like 6 years now. My hair just ain't with all of that. So if we just going, this is just how we looking for right now. Not too much on me. Anyway, so let's go ahead and jump in. Give me something for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Give me some messages for them, for what they need to know right now during this time. We have Influencer. We have It's the Climb. We have Health. Give me one or two more. It's Over, and you've got options. I'm gonna be honest, Cancer. Looking at these cards, I feel like you've kind of had a rough go of it, huh? It feels like you've kind of been fighting an uphill battle. Um, yeah, I'm hearing the phrase swimming upstream. So swimming against the current. I feel like you guys have had maybe a lot thrown at you as of lately. And maybe it's just really been shaking the table. Um, the main thing I'm seeing right with the very first card out, influencer. This is a good time to remember to be your own cheerleader is what this feels like, honestly. The influencer card for me usually means a lot of things, but for me in this deck with this particular spread, this feels like don't forget to like be your biggest cheerleader. Don't forget to like influence yourself. Does that make sense? The key cards, the key terms here says positive, powerful, influencer, passionate leader, strong speaker, and it says inspiration to others. This feels less though like being an inspiration to others. Like, yeah, I'm not knocking that. I'm not sitting here saying that y'all aren't like an influence, or maybe you are an influencer, maybe you want to become an influencer, but this feels more so like remember again to influence yourself. Remember who the fuck you are. Remember to remind yourself of who the fuck you are. Remember how powerful you are. Remember to remain positive through it all, and remember what you doing is all for. Like, it feel like y'all be forgetting that sometimes, especially because with the It's the Climb card right next to it, it's like when life start life and shit and then get to throwing you lemons, it's very easy to forget, oh wait, I can make lemonade. I'm fighting all these uphill battles. Life is throwing me all of these lemons. I could let me stop and make myself some lemonade to quench my thirst as I keep going. It's kind of what this feels like. It's like remember to turn your I'm here to turn your pain into profit. Remember that all your, dark days are bound to turn into like light. You know what I'm saying? Like darkness is on doesn't last forever. Darkness only lasts all only for some times. Darkness don't last always. The sun will come out in the morning. Also, to be reminded with this It's Over card, the worst is behind you. So maybe you need to listen to that. Maybe you need to hear that coming from somebody, because you've just been like again fighting this uphill battle and turning your lemons into lemonade, and all of the hurdles and hoops and the obstacles and shit that you've been jumping and flipping and quadruple back flipping over. Maybe you oftentimes need to be reminded or need to hear like all of that shit is behind you. The worst of this is over. You know what I'm saying? Again, you climbing uphill, but yeah, the climax, the climb up is over. You at the top of the hill now. At this point, you just got to get down, and that's easy. The hardest part is climbing up that hole, and then you get to the top, you can take a rest, you feel good, you know what I'm saying, take you some nice pictures and shit. Oh my god, I'm just so proud of myself, I really did that. And then after you climb down, so it's like as you push, as you fight, as you move, as you maneuver, as you know, get through these painful days, as you keep fighting for your better days, for one, remind yourself that the worst of it is over. But then two, remember to check in with yourself mentally and emotionally also. That could be a part of, again, influencing yourself. Sometimes, again, when the money a little funny, when life start lifing, when life's obstacles get, plentiful, and you get the feeling like, damn, I can't catch a break. You know what I'm saying? Remember to be positive to yourself. Remember how powerful you are. Remember how many other dark days and hard times you done had to get through. Even when you feel like, bitch, I'm having to go through it by myself. But you've been getting through it by yourself. And I know sometimes, depending on how severe that is, you don't even want to hear that. You like, bitch, I know that's the problem. Right, amen? I know, bitch, that's the problem. I've been doing it by myself, and I'm sick of doing it by myself. I'm tired of having to fight these uphill battles by myself. I'm tired of having to keep being patient. I'm tired of having to keep persevering and doing the hard work. Like, when do I get some help? When do I get seen? When do I get support? When do the shit get easier? And I'm here to tell you now, if you at that point where you asking that question, it's about to get easier. Like the head motherfucking go. But you have so many options. You have a lot of options that's about to be coming in. You have a lot of choices that's about to be coming in right now. You're going to have a lot of instances where you're going to have to decide and weigh up some options between your logic and your intuition on what it is you want to do. A lot of you, again, like the card says, leaving behind something that was holding you back emotionally, mentally, or physically. This is the time to have an emotional and mental check-in as the worst becomes the worst, and as the worst gets over, you know what I'm saying, sometimes the very thing holding you back is your mental, emotional, physical state. Sometimes it is something that's unhealthy that's holding you back. A lifestyle change, a way of thinking, a way of moving, a way of processing your emotions. Just like I said, yeah, you might kind of get to a point where you feel like, damn, I'm tired of fighting this uphill battle. I'm tired of doing this. I'm tired of having to fight all these obstacles. And I always got to be the one to try to keep faith on my journey. I don't want to keep having to do that. I don't want to have to be the one to keep trying to remain determined. Right? But how are you processing that emotion? That only gets harder if you're not really tackling it. If you just hitting these uphill battles, you just hitting these obstacles, you just hitting these hurdles, but you're not really sitting and taking time to yourself to say, wait a minute, I'm frustrated, I'm upset, I'm irritated, I'm drained, I'm having some burdens, right? It only gets harder, it only gets worse, it only frustrates you more the more you keep pushing through the frustration, pushing through the irritation, pushing through the upset. But are you having mental, emotional check-ins with yourself to say, okay, I'm flustered, I'm irritated, I'm frustrated, I'm stressed out, I'm upset, and then in order to really put some positivity where the frustration and the negativity is. Some of you keep having to face these same uphill battles because it's something that you're not releasing, Cancer. So let's talk about that. Maybe there's a job you need to walk away from. Maybe there's some people you need to walk away from. Maybe there's a lifestyle that you're living that you need to walk away from, and now it's causing you some issues. But see, it's easy to get frustrated at life's obstacles. But it's harder to look in the mirror and say, these are some obstacles that I've put in my way, my own self, that I've brought on my own self, because I had options and I had choices to do things differently, to operate differently, to move differently, and I did what I always do, right? I don't know, a job is coming to me, so I don't know, I'll just ride off the example that I'm having right now, right? Maybe it could be on some shit like, maybe it's financial, money down, it is down at the bottom of the deck, right? But maybe you have a tendency to just quit your job. Oh, fuck it, I just get another job, I just apply to another one. Then hard times really hit, and you ain't getting that next job the way you might really want to. And then it's like, well, damn, I'm fighting the uphill battle. Like, I'm so frustrated and I'm so this and I'm so stressed. Yeah, but maybe there's something that, again, you didn't really make the right decision. You didn't really weigh your logic with your intuition. Maybe you said it's over too fast. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you get emotional and you can just pack your shit up. Fuck the job, fuck the friends, fuck the man. But then, Cancer, you're not thinking about how you're moving off emotional impulse. You're just moving off of emotional impulse. You ain't even check in with yourself before you got to the brink of this to say, fuck this, fuck that, fuck him, fuck her, fuck this, fuck life, fuck it, fuck everything. To sit here and say, okay, I'm frustrated. What am I feeling and why am I feeling like this? Why am I feeling frustrated? What's frustrating me? What is it, the job? What with this job is frustrating me? Is it the life? What with this life is frustrating me? Before you get to a point of really just having to hit that. It's something to really think about. Sorry, I ordered some food, so I'm trying to keep my eye on it. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like one of those things. It's like making sure that you're tapping in with yourself so you can, you know what I'm saying, know how you feel, and so you can kind of help nurture yourself through some of these hard times and these moments as you're on this path. You're on the right path. It's not that you're not. You know, it's just probably not as smooth sailing and as easy as you would have hoped for it to be. I keep smelling, I feel like I keep smelling like a masculine cologne or something. I don't know. Maybe it's something with my shirt. I don't know. Give me some energy here on this it's over card. What's over? What do they need to walk away from? What are Cancers walking away from? Yeah, the Knight of Swords is here, but then the Four of Wands came down. So again, this is anything that isn't bringing you peace, anything that isn't bringing you stability. The Four of Wands is like a harmonious energy. It's also about marriage. It's also a card about home life. So maybe there's something in your home, someone in your home that isn't peaceful. Maybe there's something, an issue with a home. Okay. Again, the worst of it is over. The worst of it is over. Okay, maybe you had to lose a home. If that's the case, I do feel like things are about to be picking up really fast for you. If this is just simply things not being harmonious, yeah, sun card down at the bottom of the deck, right? Maybe things just aren't warm and harmonious. Maybe things just haven't been really picking up for you the way that you need. But that's about to change. This is over card makes me feel like the worst of the worst is over. You know, the brunt of the storm, the brunt of the storm is over. The heavy rain, the thunderstorm, the eye of the storm is over, and things are going to kind of start picking up for you. But this feels like making sure that you're checking in with yourself. I feel like there's something health wise that you need to kind of pay attention to. Give me something with this health card for Cancers, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. Yeah, and honestly, Cancer, it's the way you thinking. Look at this Ace of Swords here. So there's a mental check-in you need to have. What is your mind like? What is your mental mindset? Right? That's why I say this. I feel like you need to be your biggest cheerleader. You need to be your biggest influencer right now. You need to be the main motherfucker telling yourself you can do it, you will do it, it is possible, you are powerful, you do have the resources to get it done. Like, you have to be your biggest influencer. That's why I say, yeah, I'm not saying you're not an influence to others. I'm not saying that you're not, the one that people be watching or whatever. I'm not saying that you can't be an influencer. Maybe you want to make content, but this feels like you need to be the main motherfucker having your back right now. Sorry, I don't know. My phone ringing. I guess that's a message in it for somebody. You know what I'm saying? That shit ringing off the hook for something. But yeah, it's kind of giving like, again, you need to be speaking very strong over your life. You need to be not only having a strong mind, but you need to be speaking strength. You need to be speaking positivity. You need to be speaking abundance and all of that shit into your plans. This is not the time to be doubting yourself. Yeah, like I said, it might get frustrating. You might feel like, damn, I always got to do it by myself. Damn, I got to do it by myself. But instead of looking at it like, oh, I got to do it by myself, look at it with a smile on your face. I get to do it by myself because that means I'm strong enough and I'm capable enough to do it by myself and to handle it. Yeah, it would be nice to have some help, but I don't need no help. I can handle this. And God is never putting more on me than I know I can bear. Yeah, this might be an uphill battle. Yeah, I might have to climb this motherfucking mountain. But the fact that I have to climb it lets me know that God knows that I'm absolutely capable enough to have to climb it. Cause if I wasn't the one the Lord chose, He'd have gave the test to somebody else. If I wasn't one of the strongest soldiers, He'd have gave the test to somebody else. But you have to be the one speaking positivity, speaking strength, and speaking powerfulness into your life. Your money is going to be looking up. So if money is the issue, I see that kind of coming I see you coming out of that bottom of the deck card again. I do feel like there is some lucky opportunities and fortune coming to you, but bottom of the deck, you do have the bull's eye energy. For one, you need to be being decisive, being assertive when it comes to your plans and what you want to do. This is not the time to be dragging your ass and dragging your feet. You need to be clear minded. You need to be decisive. You need to be locked in. You need to be loaded. You need to be ready to motherfucking go. But this also feels like taking accountability also on what has or has not popped off. If you have fumbled any opportunities, you have to now start taking accountability on the opportunities that you fumbled, on the bags that you possibly have fumbled. And if that hasn't come up yet, you're going to have to take accountability on any upcoming opportunities that you fumbled because you simply wasn't ready, because your mind wasn't ready, because you wasn't resourcefully ready, you weren't confident, and you wasn't ready. The opportunity presented itself, you was on some whole other shit. You talked yourself out of it. You know what I'm saying? Your mental health is requiring for you to check in right now. What is your mental health saying? What is happening for you mentally? This is a good time to check in with yourself. Whether it be seeing a therapist or actually just checking in with yourself on some bitch, are you cool? When's the last time you journaled? When's the last time you've meditated? When's the last time you just did a conscious stream of thought where you're not even thinking about what you write and you just writing whatever come to mind and then you read it later? Like, this is a good time to really think about these things. But for right now, what you need to know is keep faith on your journey. I know it's exhausting. I know you've been through some shit. I know it gets tiring. I know it gets tiring even being your own cheerleader, having to be the one to smack your own self on the ass. I know it's hard to be the one to have to push yourself and to be in your own corner yourself, but that is what's required of you right now. Things are getting better though. Again, you are reaching the top of the mountain. You are out of the eye of the storm. The worst of the worst is over. At this point, it's just about regaining harmony. And that starts with regaining harmony within your own self. Give me one more card. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles, but it's reversed. So this is some effort you're going to have to work on. Your mental health requires your absolute effort. It requires conscious effort. It requires you investing in it. So if that means investing in the finances and in the money to get an actual therapist and lay on that lady couch and talk to her about what's going on in your mind and in your psyche, then do that. That means investing in workbook journals, investing in more journals, investing in things that help your mental health. Even if that means phone a friend. But you cannot ignore your mental health any longer. You cannot continue to ignore it in order to push through and persevere. Okay, thank you again so much for watching this. If you've gotten this far, I really appreciate it. I gotta go because my food is outside, so I'm gonna leave it at that. Drop down below in the description box, leave me some comments if this resonated, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you over on the next video. Bye.